Welcome to a matchup. It's going to be Signature versus Risky in a best of 3. So we're going to have the buyers coming out, a kit on the CT side, and someone, QQ God, hasn't bought up anything yet. Okay, he's finally going to start buying, and we're going to be underway. Seems like a heavy B execute, if you ask me. 5 players over towards the B apps, but there's going to be 2 on the double stack, and they boost up to balcony. Will they suspect this move? They do not, and he finds one, but he can't find the second. Finds the second finally, but he's trapped up here in the balcony. He finds a third. He's finally going to go down, and now it's a 3v2. They know a player's crept over towards market. P-Ratch has finally found the frags, hiding towards the bench, and what a boost onto balcony. It allows Leaf to just find 3 frags. Now I'm guessing the T's are probably going to force up into this round. That'd be the most logical thing to do. But oh, okay, yeah, we're going to have the force up from them. A few grenades here and there. So I'm expecting some sort of execute to get the bomb down. That would be the smartest move here. And you also want to get many UMPs and maybe the scout out of the CT side. UMPs have become recently part of the meta. I would say they're quite powerful weapons. And we're going to have, again, 5 towards this B-apps. Carry. This is an interesting smoke. And Leaf, he sees the legs. He doesn't shoot. He finds one. One's going to try and jump out the window. But he decides to hold back and wait for the flashes. 3 flashes all connecting with Leaf. But he hides at the van. Finds one. Carry finally responds. But P-Ratch and Tor, brilliant counter-strike from them. You know, making sure they had the right stack on that site. And they end up finding all 5 kills, but only losing 1 gun, which I think they lost 2 guns. Yeah, they lost 2 guns. So actually got a successful force buy, because they dropped an M4, which is always important, really. And you can see P-Ratch has to go to the MP9 now. Alright, so we're gonna have a bit of a default on a eco round. I don't know if they're hoping that maybe a CT will push and choke, so they can get a UMP or something out of the hands of them. We're gonna have Leaf taking a long range fight. He finally wins it, and in the meantime other players have fallen, and the one player over towards B-apps, Leaf tapping him down. So the full AKs are going to come out. We have 4 smokes, but 3 mollies. Let's hope they can use this utility correctly, because this could be a round. I mean, you have 3 UMPs. That should be quite easy to beat if you just take the long range fights. Seems like they're taking a bit of mid control quite early here, and that has allowed them to sneak through connector. We're going to have a late peek from Tool. Not overextending, I like that. He doesn't try and give himself away completely. He's just seeing if there's one where he could pick them off. And we've got P-Ratch. He's so important in this ladder room. Greens walking in, and what a shot from Greens. And that means that Short is now lost, basically. Tool has to fight back and get a refrag, but instead, we just have the frags go in the way of the T's. Leaf does survive with 15, but it's all down to QQ God if he can hold the site. He finds one, there's a player on site with him. He will not suspect Tox to come around the corner and finish him. But we still have STK up in Palace. He's going to find the one player. He finds a bomb planter. He's trying to look for a third, but it's not going to happen. I mean, if he can find this third player, the last player, Greens, is actually very low on HP. SDK gonna flash out, but it's not gonna connect with anyone. But he has the bomb down in such an awkward position, they can't really plant. And because of his teammate being through jungle, he's gonna have to wait for him to make the move. It seems like he's going for a CT play, but with 12 seconds left. Is that really possible? Well, Fire's going to burn one. They know the last one's up in Palace. They know he has to peek. And the player at CT surely is going to cover him. He goes for the peek. It's just not going to happen. You know, STK does quite a good job of dropping the bomb there and making a lot of impact happen. It's just a shame his teammates start dying around him. And, I mean, if his teammate lasts for another second, I would say, in CT and doesn't get burnt by that molly, you know, it's nothing he can do. But then probably they're not able to get that bomb down. Then probably they win the round off it. So, but because they didn't buy too much into that round, we have Tor on an AWP. But we can't say the same for the T side. 2 Galils. That is not the best of guns to be using. And Tor finds greens. Nice pick from him. And now this means that the CTs just have to keep this man advantage. But Tor looking for more, it seems. He's gone pushed up connector. There's someone peering right underneath him. And Leaf, with that one way, is not going to find anyone. And QQ God, the player's on the other side. He finally looks down and kills him. Now with a 5v3, is it possible for the T's to actually make a comeback? If Tor misses more of those shots and tries to give away more peaks, that may be what they need, but it seems like he's finally become more disciplined and he's falling back. Alright, so we're going to have one player mid, one player ramp, one player up in Palace. I think they're just trying to make plays here to try and even it out. I mean, in a 5v3, that's all you can hope to do, but they've got like a bit of utility. I mean, one player has full utility, and one has a flash and a molly, which is enough to get onto a bomb site. And QQ God, he must have heard him get ticked by the flames, and he did. Finds Breaker, and Carry Bob pushing out ramp. Risky goes down. He was a player with utility, and Carry, at least he finds one. But he's got 4 more to contend with. And he gets dropped immediately. Alright, we're going to see Leaf buying back onto a UMP, which I like. You know, he knows that they can't go past more than body armor and a P250, really. So he's just going to stick with that that UMP now. I'm actually interested to see that smoke lines from P-Rush. And Tor not hitting that jump, but he's going to find the one player underground. But there's 2 more. He finds another. There's another 2 who have arrived, and they're going to drop that AWP. I mean, do you really need to commit to that fight? You have found 2 frags. You know it's an eco. If you lose that AWP, your teammates are going to pick it up, and they have to rebuy their own gun, or you have to buy it. So you're losing economy to a Glock round. I mean, that's enough for them. They drop an M4 out of that. I think that's a bit of an unnecessary risk coming out from Tor. I think he should really just sit back and, you know, he finds that first frag. I like it. Repeak is a bit unnecessary, but he finds it again. When he sees 2 more, he continues to fight when he can easily fall back into connector. Yeah, something great about the UMP is because of its high armor penetration and also has a lot of damage per second thanks to all the power it has. It means buying into this round, like, you can keep that UMP, you know. Maybe you would prefer an M4, but it saves a lot of money, and if you can get into an up-closer position like Apps, you can actually get a kill or 2. It's not a bad weapon, but as I'm talking about this, they're just going to come running out A with barely any smokes. Finally, the smokes are coming down, but Tor finds one through the smoke, and they have just traded perfectly here. The smoke not going down jungle allows Tor to get one. That slows it down completely, and then him finding one through the smoke basically ruins them from there. They know the last player's round site, and Tor... I mean, sorry, one was at ramp and one was on site, but Tor finds a player site, and then the player ramp is peaked by QQ God. That allows 6-1 scoreline, and another eco is going to have to come out from Risky here. Signature looking very strong right now, but there's always a chance for a comeback, I would say. But the economy is really building on that CT side. They would have built even more if maybe Tor didn't decide to go challenging. I'm just going to bring that one up again. Tor waiting at window. What is happening? He doesn't hit a shot. And He's still sitting in window. I don't know what just happened. He gets dinked, I think. Yeah, he does. What is happening? Risky have pushed on to A while I'm talking about this, and they've got so many dinks off and a 1 kill out of it. I mean, look at that. 3 people down into like 22 and 10 HP. This is an effective eco if they can find QQ God here in Connector. Peeking out, Tor finds Breaker, now Carry, he's wanting to get that bomb down, but a player is low. Actually, 2 more players are low here, there's a chance for economical damage. I don't know if there's a chance to win the round, but actually doing that damage is probably more than enough for him. He hasn't got any armor unlike the rest of his opponents, but he does get taken down while fully flashed, that's unlucky for him. But that was, it looked like it would be okay economical damage, but in the end they barely get anything done, they just get a ton of dinks off. Seems like we're going into a default this round. I mean, why not? Everything else hasn't worked. I actually am really curious on what that smoke does. Does that smoke like the end of B apps and so his teammate can push up? If so, that's actually something I was experimenting with but never like got round to seeing if it actually worked. Yeah, it does. I find that quite interesting. But he has to get up there quite quickly and they can otherwise they can just push through it, but no, I like it. I think that's a unique idea. A unique idea he saw from me, but that's an interesting pop flash. It's always great to watch these like lower tier teams. They always seem to have like these interesting grenades that they use, and I find it great to watch. As Breaker, nice shot onto QQ, maybe overextending again, something that I've been saying quite a lot. But when you're the better team with better shots, it's probably a lot easier. As Tor has found one, and so has STK. It's a 3v2. Make that a 2v2. Leaf comes in and finds them fighting somewhere else, and he's going to go through Connector. I think he's made a little bit too much noise. I think they know of his position. He's coming upstairs. He does find that frag. Good spray control, and now he's going to be running back, and he's going for the T-spawn flank to cut off his opponent, but also to reposition himself. And Tor, he has him locked down if he tries going out ramp, and I think Breaker's heard him coming through T-spawn. Yep, that is a chance, and he finds him. So now it's a one-on-one. Breaker can really go anywhere. In fact, it seems like he's making a dash for the B side. It's a bit hard to know this for. You think that maybe the player might take a gamble and stick to A? I mean, this is going to be cutting it close, but as long as Tor isn't there, there is enough time to get this bomb down, surely. I don't think there is. No, he hasn't got that. There's no time for him, and he actually... What? Okay, he somehow gets that in time. That is very good. And he's going to catch a player mid-air. Brilliant. Breaker with a 1v2, and I swear he planted around, like, just the end of 3 seconds. So the fact he gets that is remarkable. But, something I do have to point out is the whole of Risky have over 100 ping, which could affect them quite badly, I would say. We're going to have Risky looking for the jump spot. I don't think Leaf is going to go for it. I think he knows that he has to be patient. I think he did it actually, and Breaker caught him, but didn't actually hit him. He really wants to catch his player. They're going to throw a smoke, but they smoke off B apps, and I think he's just going to... He's pushed through it. He knows. Do they get into some confrontation soon? I don't know. They're really waiting for a pick here from the CT side. They're really waiting for a CT to slip up and make a mistake, which is why they have an AWP pinned at Leaf, because it's common to jump. But something that they don't know is Tor is actually sitting in market while Pirach and QQ watch mid. So the stack they have a bit of a stack towards B. I'd say it's a semi-stack really. They pick up bomb and they're actually going towards the A site? No. It's a bit of an interesting one. I think they're going for a mid-take. With 42 seconds left, is that too little too late? They're starting to push through back through B apps again. 33 seconds left on the clock. They're coming up short, and Pirachi is going to be so useful in this laddering position. If he can find just 2, that's all he needs. He doesn't even need to find 2, he just needs to find 1 and delay them from pushing, and that's exactly what he's going to find. He finds 1, he doesn't find the second, but tags 1 very low, and STK finds 1. Bomb's going to get dropped. Leaf, playing around this site, is doing a great job as a solo B player, and he's going to find the 3rd. Great round coming out from Leaf. Alright, so that's an economical reset for Risky, so Breaker actually winning that round sort of bites him back, but they know they've got a double eco, so they're just going to force into this, try and get the economical damage. I mean, Pirach, he has got only $250 now. Yes, he does have the M4 and all that, but that's a long amount of money, and SDK is just playing the triple box position. He seems to be a solo A player, and there's 3 players in the palace. If they flood out, that could actually get him killed quite quickly. He's flashing, and they're flashing back, and they're going to be jumping into the site because they know STK's here. They do now. He finds 1, he finds a second, but it's quickly traded, and QQ maybe taking a bit of a risk he didn't need to take and gets taken down, but Pirach jumps down from stairs, drops a bomb. 1 player going to go down CT, and Tox challenges out Pirach, and it's not going to work out for him. Scores now 9-2, and Risky, they have to eco this one. They cannot force fly into it again. Well, SCK's found 1 walking out ramp. That was actually quite a sneaky play. But Toki's trapped in window. Oh, what a shot from Greens. And QQ's going to back that player out of underground. He's going to look for the trade frag. He brings it back, but there's another player. Thankfully for him, he's only got a Glock, so minimal damage will be reciprocated. And now Pirach, he's really wanting this kill. And he's actually going to walk into a little crossfire. He goes down, and the bomb is top mid still, but STK, he actually finds 2. If Breaker has more than a Glock, they actually get more kills around. I mean, that could have been really risky. Pirach, he does not need to go challenging a Glock 18. You have him pinned at top mid with the bomb. I mean, it's just as effective as having it down. All you've got to wait for is him to make his move, because he has to eventually. Got 5 people over towards that A site. This is an A execution, I'm almost certain. Was that a smoke for window or top mid? If so, is that to throw them off the trail a bit? I think so, but now you've put 4 players on to to A. Now they're rotating back, but that could be risky. 4 players on A. And we have got a lurker. That's going to be Breaker. I'm pretty sure he was the AWPer, so having him as a lurker in the rifle round is a bit of an odd thing to see. But they're just sitting at A ramp. They finally bring in this execution. That looks like a really nice execution, actually. Okay. They do find STK. I'm kind of interested about those jungle smokes. It like creates a wall, but there's a little gap which you can see Osmond peeking through. Tor's going to find Greens, but now in a 2v3, is it really possible? Tor has made it into the 1v2 now. I mean, does he have money to go for it? Not really. I mean, you can't really buy an AWP into next round, so unless you can find the next pick Tor, I don't think this is worth going for, and actually Tox finds him. Osmond with 4 kills though, really big in that round actually. Alright, so Risky finally get their 3rd round, but it's just like they are getting absolutely dominated. If it ends 12-3, that's not a good half for them at all. But you know, ending 10-5, you can easily come back from it. You just have to have a good in-game leader who's going to read every single move that the T's are going to be making, really. Pirach is going to start running up short. And Tor, I swear this guy gets more smoke kills than anything else. Like, the amount of kills I've seen him get through the smoke have been ridiculous. And Tor finally finding greens. Got two over towards his B apps and one in the middle position. They can't do this B split. I think that's what they were really banking on, but if he's so far up in here, if they check his position and actually win the aim duel, then they might actually get this round. Tool knows his player's trapped in Delpan, and it's going to be Breaker peeking out into his AWP, and Leaf, a beautiful off angle to find one, finding two. Leaf, again, being that really good solo B player, playing angles that he hasn't played before, and they don't know that he is good at playing those sort of places, and then just sits there and waits for them to run into his crosshair, and he does such a good job at using the cover to get out and then peek back in. I mean, considering they keep going A and mid a lot, and he's playing solo B, well, not really solo B, but he's playing the anchor position on B, he's doing very well on that scoreboard, sitting on 17 in 6. QQ just pre-firing the ramp, bit of an interesting thing. I've never seen anyone pre-firing it with an M4. For a deep molly into apps, but that's not where the action's happening. It's going to be underground tour. You're going to get caught off guard. Breaker with one frag. Now QQ, they know where he is. He finds a second. That's maybe the best he can do out of that, but Pirach, he's waiting up in ladder room. He finds one, and STK has found one. He's found two, and that ends the half 12-3. The scoreline I said that they didn't need, but it's a scoreline they are going to get. Right, we're going to resume into the second half. Scoreline was quite dominant from Signature earlier, sitting at 12-3. They're going to be doing a 5-man push onto B apps, I think. Yes, they are. Going for the same approach that their opponents were going for, and there's only one on B. He's going to be playing Market. The rest have stacked over towards A, and it's the wrong gamble. Leaf coming out. And he's going to be out on short. He gets spotted, but he does a bit of damage onto Osman. Finds a player running up short. Now he's taking a lot of map control here. They have to retake from only 2 positions, and the player is dinked into Market. Leaf has found 2 actually in the meantime when I've been casting all this. Pirach has found the low HP player, and he's found another low HP one. A really good round coming out from Signature. I mean, it's very basic. But instead, they actually, if they guessed that they would stack A, it was the perfect gamble. They end up winning that round because of it. And you can see that Risky, they're just left with nothing at this point. It's been a hard Mirage game. I don't think they were really expecting this too much. I mean, you've got Leaf, who's just been phenomenal. Like, considering of where he is, he's not really set up to be getting that many kills, but instead he holds the sights well, and in that piss round, he finds 3 frags and keeps very valuable map control. But they're going to run out, and okay, the force buy not effective at all. Maybe Breaker does find one, and QQ has found his second frag, but as long as he doesn't drop this AK, he finds his third, actually. Yeah, as long as they don't drop the AK, that's actually a really good round, considering they were up against a 4-sport opponent, and now they have literally no money left, and they have to eco this one, and then have to win 12 rounds in a row to get it into overtime, and then win overtime. So, something that I've seen quite a lot, especially in Mirage. Mirage is one of those maps where you need the utility, you need the economy, is teams like Risky have issues just getting their economy off, and that's why, you know, collectively winning rounds and doing as much economical damage when you can't win a round is so important. Obviously on Dust 2 I don't think it matters that much, but that's just me. They're going to boost a player up onto the boost, and they're actually going to rush B. There's 4 players here. Leafy overlooks the place, but he actually finds that player, and he's let the player on boost go past, but the player on boost, which is Greens, has found 2. He actually drops an AK out of that. I thought he was going to choke completely, but instead he actually finds 2 out of that situation. And now it's on a Breaker. Can he do any more damage? That's really what he needs. He needs some money in his bank and some economical damage on the T side, but they've got him pinned in here. He's going to get spotted. STK keeping him back with that AK. And okay, QQ missing quite an easy spray, I would say, and that means Breaker able to find one, and he might find Tor as well. Doing a good job here. He's going to flash out, and SDK finally finishing off his opponent. That looked a bit risky. Yeah, that looked a bit risky for a second. I thought he was going to get more than just one out of that. I thought he was actually going to do quite a lot of damage, but it turns out okay for the T's. They still have a lot of money. It was just, I think there's no possible way of coming back. But comebacks do happen in Counter-Strike, but you have to win 12 rounds in a row. That's a huge mountain to climb, and when your opponents have been so dominant and have been outgunning you, that is a massive problem. They're just going to go for a straight A execute, you know. Change it up a bit from doing like these fast-paced rushes. They're just going to start, you know, doing this very interesting smoke execute. That was quite interesting. Leaf is going to be smoking out Palace. Is this the Kabum strat, where you like smoke off everything, basically? I think it is. Yes, I do think, yep, that is. It's the A split. And Leaf has found one. There's a player hiding on that site. They're going to spot him. STK takes him out. Oh my god, Leaf threw the smoke straight onto Breaker. Headshots him. And now Leaf has found another one onto Greens. And it's all down to Carry in a 1v5. They get tanked down to 13 HP. That coming from, and they take him down. First map is going to be ending 16-3 to Signature.